Plumbing water pipes, whether that be kitchen sink, bathroom sink, etc. Question, when using a push fitting such as this, first one must have the correct size. So if it's a 1/2 inch, you would need a 1/2 inch. It's kind of a no-brainer, but but you need to make certain that you have the correct pipe. Also, in addition to this, make sure that the pipe is for either PEX on both sides, copper on both sides, which would be maybe the same, or CPVC. Make sure it's not polybutylene. If it's polybutylene, these little tan things here will be, one of them will have the little beige thing, the other one will have a gray one. So read your bag and inspect it before you buy it, because if you go to the box store and you grab this off the shelf and you get home and you start to wrestle with the thing, and at this point you understand that something's not going right, either it goes on or it leaks, etc., and you're like, and you get in a tizzy and you try to figure out what the problem is. The problem is you may have bought the wrong fitting, so make sure you get the right fitting. The PEX, the copper, and the CPVC is the same. It would have the little beige thing on both sides. But the topic of this video here, first, are these push fittings good? My opinion is they're very good. I've heard other people say pros and cons in regards to these. However, normally what I normally find is when I install these or put these on, normally they work fine unless I do something amiss. And in that case, the particular fitting, it's not the fitting's fault, it's my fault. So let's address what to do and what not to do. And of course, do whatever you want to do. I don't tell people what to do or not to do, but just but if you want to save yourself some headaches and pitfalls, if you want to do it the wrong way, that's fine. That's up to you. I don't get into this business of being very dogmatic and telling people what to do or what not to do. Notwithstanding, okay, one, when putting these fittings on a push fitting, these ends need to be cut straight. So take your time when cutting these. Make sure your cutters are sharp. Make sure this is it. As one can see, this angle here, it looks like it has an angle on it. So this would be taboo, because once you put this in, the top part's going to belly out first and the bottom part may not make a seal. I'm not saying, it depends on what an angle it is. Okay, this is number one. Make sure you cut the pipe on whichever end you're installing this. Make sure either the copper or the CPVC or the PEX pipe is cut straight. This one here looks like it's got a little angle on it. This would not be good. Okay, here's another very important point. Make sure all dirt, grit, and grime is washed away. It may be not a bad idea, my opinion is, carry a clean rag to pull the dirt, grit, grime off before you start. Another very important point, as one can see this pipe here, see where it's roughed up here? It's roughed up on the end. This particular pipe here is, these rough edges are not conducive to putting one of these on. This pipe needs to be smooth, in my opinion. My opinion is the pipe needs to be smooth. See this little, if you run your finger across that feels rough. So this feels rough here. So what this could do, it has the potential to do a couple things. One, it has the potential to give you resistance when you put the fitting on. Two, it has the potential, once the fitting's on, to not be able to get the fitting off, or either put up a fight to remove the fitting once the fitting's on. 3, and it may be worse, but it's difficult to say, is you could get a leak because it may not make a seal. So if you look closely here, you'll see this is rough, this is here. Now, my opinion is, if I were putting one on here, I would technically go back and find a smooth area. Sometimes it's easier said than done when you're sitting here just doing a video versus being on site and you only have 1 inch to 2 inches. And in that particular case, if I had X amount of more pipe here, I would perhaps put a PEX crimp ring and a PEX fitting in here and another PEX crimping, and I would get me a smooth piece, and then take it on out, if I were planning on doing this, and put this on the smooth piece. But sometimes it gets tough under there. When you're under a house, it depends on who the plumber is, how long it's been there. So it's not a one size fits all. However, just recap. Okay, make sure when putting a push fitting on, make sure both ends are cut straight. So make sure your cutter is sharp. Make sure, and when cutting, allow the cutter to cut it. Don't try to squeeze it really and then bush it down to make a cutting. Allow the cutters to cut it smoothly. Make sure it's a straight cut. 2, make sure there's no burrs on it, like this particular one here. As you can see, this burr here, this would put up resistance, and this, see the burr on the end. So, and then you may still get this push fitting on, but once you go to try to get it back off, it may be difficult. And if you ever have to get it back off underneath the house once you get 1 inch, you don't want to be pulling on the pipes underneath the house lest you break something on farther upstream from the fitting. So just make sure that your pipe is cut straight. Make sure the pipe is smooth, and inspect inspect this before you even get under here, and make sure that this fitting here, this push fitting, is for either PEX, copper, or CPVC, not polybutylene. If it's polybutylene, one side may be, this little thing here may be kind of beige like this, and the other side may be kind of a gray color. So make sure you have the right fitting before you actually leave the store, and then so you don't need to return to the store, and then especially after you've gotten all the dirt and grime all over you. And my theory is, go ahead, if you need one, go ahead and buy 2. You can always save the one, or you can always take it back. It's better to have more fittings than not enough. And this idea of kind of getting into these plumbing jobs and being a tightwad, it can cost you a lot of money going to and from. So just my opinion is, it may be better to have 2 than 1, and if you snafu one, you have a backup plan. So push fittings onto PEX pipe. Thank you.